on this episode of the TJ Thorpe Show. And we are at Havelock, North Carolina with a very talented tight end. Let's hope that we don't have any planes, any bears, any gators, any of that, just this freak today. But we got Javonte Vereen, tight end, ultra talented tight end, and he's headed to NC State. This episode is gonna be a little weird, but a little candid. It's gonna be a lot of fun though, because today we're speaking with my brother, former teammate, Pro Bowl tight end, all-world gamer, whatever you want to call him, golfer supreme. We still argue about that, but Eric Ebron, drafted to the Detroit Lions. What's going on, everybody? It's TJ Thorpe, and we have moved all the way almost to the coast for this episode of the TJ Thorpe Show, and we are at Havelock, North Carolina with a very talented tight end. Let's hope that we don't have any planes, any bears, any gators, any of that, just this freak today. But we got Javonte Vereen, tight end, ultra talented tight end, and he's headed to NC State. I hate to see him go there, but man, it's a pleasure to have you today, brother. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. And as y'all can see right now, Javonte is already growing. He's still gonna keep growing, and you'll understand why here in a little bit. And he's filling out. It doesn't show just yet, but I promise you, I can see the cuts in him already. He's gonna be on to some big things. So without further ado, brother, we appreciate you having us here. Talk to us about how you got into sports. I know out here is so much to do, right? But I mean, you found your way to the football field. So tell me how you got going with that.
So look, my brother, I was 5 years old. Started when I was 5. He started playing football, and I was just like, I wanted to play too. Mm-hmm. I was my big brother, so I mean, I followed him to that, and we chose the same number. I played safety, and that's how I started.
Safety, okay.
Played safety.
So is there like a Pop Warner team out here, or is there like a little league thing that everybody kind of gets into, or is there two different? I know, there's some schools that won't be named right now that's a little further down the road, but is that kind of the vibe that kind of everybody does that and then kind of works their way up to the high school ranks, or talk to me?
So mostly everybody that plays for Havelock either plays for the Harlow Tigers when I was playing, or the Havelock Rams, which is like at the rec, like a couple of minutes down the road. So I mean, as going from there, just coming up, everybody just came playing together either at middle school or whatever it was, and then came to high school to play together. So that's how it started.
Cool. This is more of a field that, my dad kind of grew up in. Everybody close to kind of knows everybody, more of a small town feel. But for those of people at home, for me, I always wanted to be in that environment. Because then it just felt different. The bragging rights was a little better, it meant more. So paint the picture for us real quick, because I want to talk about your accolades. I want to talk about your successes on the field, but kind of paint the picture, on game day of what we're looking at here. Because driving up, Nick was telling me all this, man, TJ, everybody standing around the field. It's a real hate, relationship. So on game days, we got it kind of painted out here. It seems very quiet. But talk to me a little bit about where your viewpoint of game day looks like.
Well, I mean, it don't be that quiet on game day. It be rocking it over here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we come from the weight room. We be in there getting our minds right. Mm-hmm. Usually be in here, but I mean, a lot of people like to come up to there. So we stay in the weight room.
And it looks like y'all having a new
building
one built.
A real big new weight room, nice weight room.
Okay, so we starting to add some upgrades.
Starting to add some stuff. So,
and
then we come here. The tunnel's sitting right here.
So they got the big old
the big H tunnel.
Ooh.
And, hey, nigga, we get in there to get right, man. You know what I'm saying? Got the smoke coming out. So we get in there, and we get in there, it's like a game changer. Everybody locked in at that point. No more playing around, no more friends. I mean, everybody on the assignment. So, and then we run out through the field, through the band, and the cheerleaders playing, and the crowd going crazy because we got a good fan base out here. I mean, everybody stands around the fence. The bleachers be filled out.
So all this is people. Everything from the bleachers over. People. We can't even see the houses and stuff.
Everything, people. So then over here, sometimes our fans go over there if they fans. I mean, the bleachers not too backed out.
Okay.
Sit over here too, sit over there. So, I mean, it'd be a good fan base here. I mean, I love it here, so it's a good place to play football there.
What types of I guess things go through your mind as you approach the game? Where do you sit with a lot of things? Are you one of the more playful guys? Are you more just in your music? Or talk to me a little bit there.
I'm definitely more of in my music type of guy. I mean, music get me in the mode to play football. So, I mean, anything gets me in the mode to play football. All you gotta do is get me a football, and I'm ready to play. So, I mean, I'm just locked in with music most of the time, and after that, I talk to my teammates, tell them what we need to be doing. We need to be talking, communicating. I mean, staying on each other's side, no switching up. You know, family environment. So once we talk about that, we come out, we get on the field. Everybody knows it's business. It's a big thing we got to take care of on the field. And after the game, we could be friends. We could play around a little bit and lighten up a little bit. So
you choosing NC State, and I've had the pleasure of, well, I guess I call it the pleasure of interviewing, you know, Lex Thomas and a few other NC State guys, or just talking to them. And it seems that you all kind of have that same leadership focus, it seems like, which obviously to NC State, you know, to their credit, y'all got some leaders coming, it seems like. But is that something that you learned, you know, as a kid? Because I know obviously you got a military base nearby. So is there military background, more of a you know, warm family feel? Is that something that was passed down to you, or you learned from your brothers, your mom, your dad?
Most definitely my dad. I mean, he taught me that too, but also, like, you know, the players that was here before. I mean, I watched them as I was younger, even in 8th grade. I watched the class that was here before me. I mean, everybody in that class just had leadership skills, and I mean, it was a family. So that's what I wanted my senior class to be like when I got here. So I mean, that's what I'm making it like. We're gonna be leaders. We're gonna be respectful. We're gonna be good players and good people at the end of the day. So I mean, that's really it. I mean, teammates here before and my family taught me really leadership skills. So I've been carrying over ever since. So
it always comes down to these episodes. I'm a huge flower giver. I love to give people their flowers. And as we spoke, you know, just walking up, I could already tell. It's like, this dude has a really good head on his shoulders. And so I commend you for that, because that's the thing that obviously, as you go forward, that's the thing everybody worries about. You know, are you gonna leave this comfortable field, go to a bigger city and lose your mind, or are you gonna get into this, or you know, is class gonna get done, is football gonna get done? But I can already tell that these fans ain't gonna have to worry about that with
Never.
You. And part of that obviously is the maturity aspect. But what is the thing that drives you the most? Because obviously I would say that's the one thing that you have your sights on. Obviously the NFL. You know, but is there anything else that really drives you to get you to, you know, lock in, be this role model that we see today?
Yeah, my great grandparents told me I was gonna be a star in football, and sadly they passed away. I mean, both of them. So I mean, I just been locked in on that, and they told me I was gonna be a star, and I'm living it through. I'm gonna set my dream for them. So I can get my mom in that big house. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get there. So.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And so that takes us right into how are we gonna make that possible? We gotta go to school, right? So why state? Because the more and more you talk, the more and more I get angry, and I'm like, dang, I wish he was in Chapel Hill and in the Carolina Blue. But talk to me about why NC State.
I went up there the first time. It was like a family environment. I mean, all the coaches was, you know, hitting on me. I mean, it was they wanted me to show them they wanted me. So I mean, and then after that, I mean, they've been in touch since. I mean, I was their first offer. You know, they offered me first, and ever since then, they just been on me ever since. I mean, talking to me every day, showing the most interest. Coach Dorian been down here about 4 or 5 times, probably in a month. Like, to come see me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, that really means a lot. Like, the head coach is coming down. I mean, he ain't that far away, but still, he's coming down every chance he gets to come see me. And Coach Gopa's been doing the same thing with practice, coming to watch me practice, watching me lift and stuff like that. So, I mean, the family environment showed me I'm a part of their family. And then the players showed me I was part of the family, too. I mean, I stepped foot on campus for a first visit, and they all just walking up and, you play tight end and this and that. So, I mean, like, it just made me feel like I was a part of the team with them. So, I mean, I kept that in mind, and as I went through my recruitment process, and I was like, I mean, ain't nobody else really showing me that I'm a part of their family, really. So I'm gonna join this family. Join this family. So I mean, then up in Raleigh, you got all the, I mean, possible stuff you can get. I mean, you got Apple up there, you got all the deals you can possibly get. So I mean, I really just chose that because I'm going to go to school for business and finance, my major, so looking to get into some stuff like that. I'm done with football.
So, and I want to take a sidebar because I think that that part is so overlooked. Everybody watching this, understand, this man is talking about Apple, not football. Understand that. He's talking about Apple coming to the Triangle. He's talking about Google coming to the Triangle. He's talking about all the opportunities and resources that, obviously is a great place to grow up, but may not have those same opportunities and resources. So all of that went into your thought process in choosing your school. Man, for one, hats off to you. No pun intended. but that, I mean, that's huge, man. That's huge because a lot of guys, your age, your demographic, are not thinking that way. And that I assume comes from mom, dad,
yes, sir.
The brothers, because you said you have a brother who's playing at Central.
North Carolina Central, yes, sir.
And how, shout out to bro. Appreciate you coming to the Bull City. We'll take care of him. But so is that something that you also went to your decision being closer to your brother? Because I know you had Georgia, you had a lot of other offers, and obviously the family portion or how the schools made you feel played into that. But did you always want to stay close to home?
I would say no. I mean, I was talking to my mom at first about when the first all started, and I was really like, I want to go out of state, kind of. Like I want to explore a little bit. I've been in North Carolina my whole life just about, so I want to explore a little bit, go see what's out there. So, I mean, after my options got, what happened to my options, and I just like, home is the best place for me to stay. I mean, wherever the best place for me to stay is, I was going to stay. So, I mean, I stayed home, and I mean, I don't regret it at all. So.
Right. Well, I got one question that just popped up to me because every high schooler, you can't just ask them, but I assume, you're a lot different mentally. So I want to know your thoughts on, going to NC State, being in Raleigh, but now having this NIL portion. And if you don't have to, if you haven't thought about it, you ain't got that far, I get it. That's a lot. But just, seeing the amount of money that these guys are being able to make, before even, making to the NFL, is that something that you and your family might have talked about, or is that something that, you feel yay or nay about, or is that something you really want to leverage, with a lot of the resources in Raleigh?
It's something definitely I want to take advantage of. I mean, I want to get an NIL deal. I mean, get some stuff coming in definitely. So me and my mom have kind of talked about it really. We talked just about who possibly can I get as an NIL deal. I haven't really got into depth really with it. So, I mean, as time goes, we're getting a little more depth with that.
Who would the perfect NIL deal? I know this could be anybody. It could be Nike. Obviously, it could be just a partnership with a brand, like whatever it is. It could be a partnership with an artist. But what would be the perfect NIL? And you're the first person I asked this question to. So what would the perfect NIL situation for you look like? Who would you want to partner with?
Honestly, probably Adidas. I've been running Adidas a lot lately. They not just because I'm going to state. I mean, their cleats they got one of the lightest cleats. I mean, one of the best colorways on cleats. So I mean, I've been really liking their cleats lately. Their clothes, their shoes, their runner shoes, stuff like that. So I mean, definitely Adidas. See what Adidas talking about.
For sure. I was about to say I got plenty of pairs of Yeezys, Ultra Boosts. I fully understand. I trained in an Adidas facility coming out in the league, and that kind of turned my tie. I was like, whoa, hold on, I know something other than Nike now. All right, bet. So cool. That's funny. Adidas, NC State, y'all figure this out. All right, because my man, he already called you out. He already understands what's going on. He's clearly marketable. I mean, good looking brother. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, make it happen. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? So now let's get into the football. Let's get into the stuff that I know that CEO, the big dog, the stuff that comes naturally to you. So who's your tight end that you model your game after? It could be now, it could be in the past, and tell me why.
Definitely Kyle Pitts. I mean, sophomore year, I was just a receiver, and offensive coordinator switched me to tight end. He told me it helped me out a lot. I switched to tight end, and it showed a lot. So he told me to watch Kyle Pitts' game. I watched his game a lot. Seen how he'd be flexed out when he was at Florida and broad end and tight and run receiver routes. Got receiver route running, receiver hands, but tight end body. And I mean, I just got my body like that. I mean, I've been lifting and stuff like that. So I mean, I just watch the game a lot. Watch his route running. I watch a lot of receivers also, like
Right.
Javonte Adams and Keenan
Allen.
A lot of big receivers that can kind of move, route running. So, I mean, that's all I've been doing, model my game after them. So definitely I'll say Kyle Pitts.
You got the film. You got Kyle Pitts. What other parts? Because obviously he's more of a pass catcher, a nightmare, a matchup nightmare. Has good speed, good hands, like you said. Who else do you watch and try to add little aspects of their game to yours?
Definitely George Kittle. He's a great blocker in my opinion. So block for my teammates all the time. So regardless of how the game is going, I'm a block. So I mean, I watch this game a lot. I see how he come off the line to get to a block, how he get to a hook block, the angles he take, the steps he take to get to that block. So I just watch all that and add it to my game as I go. So
real quick. We've had defensive linemen. We talked about releases with a few guys, but we haven't had anybody talk about blocking, at least from a tight end standpoint. Do you mind if if we can kind of go through, talk about some of the pass you were just talking about?
I got you.
Let me see your tight end stance. I know it might be something for the 3-point. Look at that there. Balance, weight distributed, all the stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so from there, talk about your pass. This is what I'm talking about, people. Nick, hurry up and get it. Look, I don't know how they do this. I have no idea how y'all.
I didn't even hear it for a good couple seconds.
I think they go like slightly tone deaf a little bit out here.
Tone it out a little bit.
But that helps you in big games, obviously.
Helps in big games. The plane's always gonna fly over in games. Fridays they be coming back and forth, so you really don't hear the planes when you're in the game. You just focus on the band playing and the game. So
to all of y'all who are watching this maybe from an apartment, or you got a nosy neighbor, noisy kids, all that stuff, if he can tune out jets going over while the game's going on and get the play, stop all that complaining at home. Cut it out. Now back to the work. So here we are. You're down. We got let's call it a counter.
Okay.
Right. We got counter called here. You got us a little creeping backer. He's gonna try to cross your face. Take me through your steps when I try to cross your face, or when that backer cross your face, because this is obviously very important to you catching balls, because without, you being able to block, coach already told you, no block, no rock.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What I'm
sir.
saying? No block. I'll let you say it.
No
Shout
block,
out to coach.
No block, no rod. I mean, that's what he tell us all the time. So you got to block to get the ball. So that's how we got to go through it.
So State, y'all are getting a block first guy who's going to make something happen. Shout out to all the State running backs. So with that being said, now you got this guy coming across. He's going to cross your face here now. So boom, I cross your face, ball snap.
It's going to take you this way.
So you just going to wash me here. Why is that? What are you trying to do from the tight end standpoint on that counter with what type of space are you trying to create? Talk about your coaching.
I'm really just creating a gap behind me. I usually line up on the right side for counter plays, Just go down the line.
So you just picking up first thing
down
the line?
I'm coming across, and whoever comes across first, which in your case is a linebacker, right?
Right.
I'm going to take you across because the counter's coming right back behind me.
Got you.
So I'll just come and seal him off and then just hold him there, and then
hit him and work
up.
Okay.
If I knock him down, I'm keep going. I'm climbing.
Facts. So then from there, you in the same position. Now we got, let's say, outside zone. So now I'm here. I'm more of a inside back. I see the play develop. Boom. Now I'm rushing this way.
I'm gonna take a bucket step, but you got to gain ground with the bucket step.
Got you.
So the first step is gonna have to be here.
Because 9 times out of 10, he's gonna see the ball and go to where it's going, not where
right
it
here,
is.
where it is.
So boom. So that's why you bucket step.
Take that little step right here. Climb right here.
Yep. And now we work.
Keep low and just keep working, and then drive your hips. Once you drive your hips up and work them back.
Okay. So we're gonna add a little tempo here.
Okay.
We're gonna add a little tempo here. See what happens. Y'all see, I got my good shoes on, so he better not mess them up. But say go. Oh, Nick, you see the hands inside. Y'all see the hand placement? Breastplate. Why are your hands inside like that?
We practice that. We go through a medicine ball.
Yeah.
We gotta drive our hands up.
What's the importance of that for these people to know?
Not get a holding call.
You
can't get a holding. We get so many flags with our school, so I mean, holding calls is a big thing. So we get holdings every play, literally. So
staying inside the
framework. We gotta keep our hands in there and make it take care of the small stuff, small techniques, and go over that. And
the attention to detail, is that something that you naturally just learned, watching, like you said, the older guys, or is that something that you've always kind of, because every time you talk and every time you're doing stuff, even if it's there, I'm seeing the technique sound. Your hands are inside. You understand the reason why, and I tried to trick you and just run through stuff, and you're like, hold on, no. I'm a bucket step first, regardless of this. And talk about, is that something that coach, because obviously you guys win a good bit, is that something coach has instilled in guys on the team, or is that something that you've kind of picked up and now you're instilling, or where does that truly come from?
I always had that with me, the attention to detail. I mean, I used to play all types of positions when I was younger, quarterback, running back. So no matter what position I played, I always paid attention to that detail, that position. So wherever the most important detail was. So with tight end, is most likely going to be blocking. So that's why I put most of my focus at, because I know my route running and my catching ability is going to always be there. It's never going to go anywhere. So just polish up my blocking, stay on my blocking stuff and my technique. And that's how I do it.
Okay. We talked about a lot of what you can do and what you've already done. Where do you think you need to get better to have that same success at the next level?
Definitely throw some more weight on me. I'm sitting probably about 208 right now, so throw some more weight on me. And then for sure, I'm gonna have to work on my route running a little bit. I run a 4.58 and a 40, so it's not too bad. So I mean, that's always gonna get faster. So
I was gonna say it definitely ain't bad, big man. You moving now,
so,
huh?
I mean, I can move a little bit. So that's definitely what I'm going to focus on a little bit, my route running, still my speed, my change of direction, acceleration, all stuff like that. So I mean, that's what I'm working on now. As football is not in, I'm working on that, and that's about it.
Understand, every high schooler, there's not one high schooler, I can take that back. Jadeveon Clowney was the one that I played against who he came into college. Like he was a high schooler. It was like, dog, you can play on Sundays right now. But everybody else, we all got to go through it. Everybody has to get stronger, and I'm glad you recognize that. So you also have an opportunity to be on the video game. First time in a long time that they're bringing this puppy back. So talk about your attributes here, because you said you play safety. Do you play defense still here?
This year I would not be playing defense like that. It'd probably be maybe
he just telling
couple
y'all
times.
That, so y'all can't game plan it.
No. Defense is no go for me this year.
I get you. You did play safety at a point.
Yes, sir.
So I know you're the tight end. I know you can catch. I know you're route running. Talk about safety. I want to know safety. If you had to paint you as a safety for NC State, because we never know. You might get there, change direction, and they be like, you know what? Dude might just be a 6'5", 6'4" safety, and Lord knows they'll pay money to have one of those. Now, granted, obviously it probably won't happen, but if it did, what are your attributes as safety look like?
Play recognition. Got to be in the 80s somewhere. Definitely 80s, because I can recognize a play just off watching film. I can watch a play one time on film and know what play you're gonna do, just how you line up. Just see the different, how the players in the backfield are looking, how they're acting.
Mannerisms, alignments, all that
everything
stuff.
Like that. So I pick up everything. I mean, that's been a big thing. Attention to detail once again. On defense is a big thing for us. So pay attention to every detail and work our keys. So I mean, play recognition's got to be in the 80s somewhere. Tackling, I'd say close to the 80s too, for sure. In the 80s, mid 80s. I say mid 80s. Okay. Nothing too crazy. I can tackle, you know what I'm saying? Tackle a little bit.
Yeah. So talk about this backpedal, because you're a safety. You're going to have to backpedal.
Oh, backpedal? I mean, that's up there.
Oh. Do I need to go get my cleat? No. No, cool. Well, and it's dope that you say that, and it's funny that you tell on yourself a good bit in a good way. The man talking about the same things that the NFL guys that come on this show, all of them talk about the same thing. Looking at tendencies, mannerisms, how you break the huddle, where you line up, all those things, and that gives you obviously an advantage going into that play and in that game. So, man, I don't want to bring it up on your episode, but it is what it is. You know, New Bern is around the corner. You know, obviously they have some pretty talented guys on that roster as well. Talk about that game this year. Talk about that energy you're going to bring this year, because he's going to see it. They're going to see it, and then they're going to have to figure out a way to stop it. Now, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. What are your expectations for this season, and especially that game, as y'all are arch rivals?
Honestly, we just, focus on that game, really. it's a big game, big rivalry game. I mean, you got good players on their side, we got good players on our side, so it's gonna be a good game. And it's not nobody's gonna give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's gonna have to take the game from each other.
Right.
So we playing that for to be us. So we gonna do that, get that ready, and then. I don't know. You can see where it goes.
They make.
We're looking to get go for another state title too. So last year you got to go out with a bang. So that's what we're planning on doing. So that fall senior season would be good.
Where is that game gonna be played this year? Is it here? So right you got your last one against your arch rival in your backyard.
At home. And played them away last 2 times. So
I feel like Nick, can we get down here for this game? Oh. Yeah, he gave us a heavy shake on that one. So
sure.
I need to get that experience under my belt. I want you to have your time. This is your camera right here. Come on with me. Talk to your mom, your dad. This is your time, your brothers and sisters to say thank you. And I'm just going to be back here right behind you as, security back up down. So whatever you need.
Mon Dukes, you know how we going, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Wolfpack Nation. The brothers and sisters, they're all rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? Pops rocking with me, Mon Dukes, everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? Just Wolfpack Nation. Don't listen to him.
I don't know about the Wolfpack Nation.
Check the score from last year. Check the score.
Hey, dog. What? Look, if his people want around the corner, because they could get to us real quick out here, I tie them up. But, man, I appreciate your time. Javonte, man, I wish you the best this season.
Yes, sir.
If there's anything you need from me, please do not hesitate to reach out. But we're signing off now from a confused individual. No, I'm kidding. Freak of all freaks, man, and I'm glad we finally got a tight end on here to talk some sense into y'all, so y'all understand the blocking aspect. They're the only ones that are true hybrids on the field. They do it all. So, without further ado, man, we'll get out of here. We'll let you get back to your life, and good luck this season, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. This episode is going to be a little weird, but a little candid. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, because today we're speaking with my brother, former teammate, Pro Bowl tight end, all-world gamer, whatever you want to call him, golfer supreme. We still argue about that, but Eric Ebron, drafted to the Detroit Lions, made his way to the Colts, and you've last seen him with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on, family? How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. Living the dream on the TJ Thorpe show. That's pretty dope. My dog got a show. That's dope.
Let's start off with how you got started. A lot of these questions, y'all gonna see me smile because I kind of know the answers, but I think it'll be really eye-opening for a lot of the viewers. So, talk about how you got into football.
I played in these little, that they call them Pop Warner, but they were just smaller leagues than that. And I had fun. I had really enjoyed it. Never took anything serious. Never, thought of anything of it. We won a lot of games, but that was pretty much all I can remember. I played wide receiver at the time, and I kind of quit football when my grandfather passed away. So when my grandfather passed away, it was kind of like a shift in motion for all of us in my house. So once that happened, my mom was like, I got 2 older brothers. My 2 older brothers moved, were out of the house. They were older, obviously. So it was kind of
shout out.
Shout out to my brothers. One went to college to play basketball at St. Anthony's, and the other one was living on his own, 6 years older than me. So yeah, man, I was the baby. I was the last one left in the house. So my mom was kind of just like, what do you want to do with your life? And I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was the best video gamer ever, like ever. And my mom just always would tell me, you would never make money playing video games. You'll never make money playing video games. So it's funny how that plays into perspective now. But
we'll circle back.
Man,
we'll circle back to your video games.
Man, I would never play football if I knew you'd play. Never. But yeah, man. So we ended up moving to North Carolina. My mom wanted to move on a Monday. I picked North Carolina. We ended up moving to North Carolina on a Friday. we get to North Carolina, and I attend a school called Ben L. Smith High School. And as we were talking about which schools I wanted to attend in the area, because I believe it was two different schools, my mom, she kind of put like this task on my head for me to like focus on something. And I think that's one of the best things you could do for I could do for myself and people could do for me is like hold me accountable to a goal. So my mom held me accountable to this mission because it was a mission to help this high school football program that hasn't won a game in 4 years, and it was like. What? I remember the conversation so blatantly with my mom. We were standing at the computer, like a desktop, sort of like this, and she was job hunting because we had just got to North Carolina, and I'm like, "You want me to go to this school and change this program?" I'm like, "They sorry." I'm like, "They're terrible. Like, how am I ever going to do such a thing? Like, it's impossible to change a football team." But man, that's where my journey began, bro. Right there.
A lot of kids are gonna watch this and be like, wait. You barely played ball. Then when you picked it back up, you were
Yeah,
what year in high school were you when you
my
picked it
junior
up?
year of high school. So
So
yeah,
you
so
need to get 4 years of high
yeah,
school ball. And
yeah,
I think I know when I met you, it was what UNC camp.
yeah.
I remember y'all's team didn't actually come to the 7-on-7. Uh,
No, we
so
didn't
y'all
have nobody, bro. We
they
didn't
didn't
have
have anybody
nobody.
time, but he
I
was
was the
known.
I was
He
the
was
only one
known
there.
to be the guy already.
Damn, I forgot
Uh,
about that 707.
yeah.
I never talk about that. I always talk about the one day camp I went to. I
Mm-mm.
forgot that I was with Butch Davis's son and he was the QB. I
So yeah,
totally forgot
so
about that.
and the people in the triangle are gonna love this one because at this time East Chapel Hill had barely won any games. So they get Ebron for a day. They get an NFL talent for a day. And so
We went
obviously,
ham.
yeah, that was the only time East Chapel Hill was about to win anything. Um, so somehow or another they get to playing us, and I'm like, here we go. This dude running his mouth. He's on the field. Ebron's the most obnoxious person you ever meet in your life.
That's my game.
Yeah, but it works for him. We're throwing the ball. They're driving down the field, and this dude is at this time it's like 205, 210, but he's still 6'4", raw. Like no,
Bro.
hasn't polished any of the skills. But I mean, will go and completely head tap anybody, any safety, any DB at that time, and it was just unreal. And y'all seen that in the league as time went on. But anyway. I remember that was like your coming out party
Yeah, it
to the
really
whole
was.
state of North Carolina. Like, all right, yeah, last year I put on, but this year I'm about to take over. Talk about some of the experiences you had and what that team was able to do, because I know y'all made a lot of noise.
We're like going to like 7-on-7 camps. We're going to Wake Forest, and I'm like the show. Like everybody's coming, and I'm putting on. Like no matter who it was. I remember this one team came out. We was at a Wake Forest camp. They came out in matching uniforms and stuff. We for 7-on-7. I'm looking at my coach like, man, look at us and look at them. I'll never forget. I was like, man, we got to change the way we look if we want to compete. I'm having this conversation with them. I'm like, I don't got no money, but if we gotta do car washes, whatever, bro, we need to look the part if we want to play with some of these dudes. I'm talking they quarterback, right? Fum. He hitting them down the field. I'm like, oh my God, we don't stand a chance. We get on offense. They calling me out. All we need to do is stop him. I'm like, good luck. I'm tearing him up. Bam. I'm killing them.
Good
So we
luck.
we automatically get attention from this little Christian school. You know, out North Carolina, they got the Christian schools, the Catholic schools, stuff of that nature. So I get this recognition from the Christian school. At the same time I'm there, is Keenan Allen and Maurice Harris, and they're putting on a show. It was like wherever that ball was, anywhere near their vicinity, it
And
was
it's
like, oh my God, it was crazy.
time,
I
time.
never
It's
forget
funny
it.
you say that because on the first episode, I said the same thing about Reese.
Man, Maurice Harris had some of the greatest one hand catches I've ever seen, and I've seen it multiple times. It was like on people, but
Yeah.
man, anyway, North Carolina legends, man. But that's when we started like getting attention. So going into that year, they pulled me to the side and like, hey, you gonna be ineligible to play. I'm like, what? I done built up all of this hype. I done did all of this. I'm like, I can't even play, bro. Um, they had to figure out what was wrong with the system and why I was missing credits because I didn't fail any classes. Now I didn't go to class all the time, but I didn't fail them either. But I
Middle
would
class kids.
it was just crazy. So man, I remember I was so heartbroken, bro. I went and worked in retail, man. My mom made me go get a job. I was working in the mall, bro. Like
Good.
in the mall. This dude was cutting my checks. He was underpaying me like crazy. But it was cool because I was meeting a lot of people and I think it really humbled me. So then we going into the next year. And I'm so happy I didn't play that sophomore year. They went undefeated in losses again. They didn't win a
Undefeated
game.
losses.
Oh, bro, they didn't win a game, and I'm looking at the coach was like, man, we really needed you, whatever. So I'm like, man, I don't think I could help. I didn't think I could help them. There's just too many personalities on the team. So then we get a new head coach coming into my junior year. His name is Rodney Brewington. Man, he took our program to the next level, man. It was crazy. He came in matching uniforms. He gave us black jersey swag. Like he turned the school up. So we go with my junior year, and that was the year I was able to play. It's like the Big Show was our first game. We mud them. It was like 46 to like 6. I had like 100 yards, touchdown. It was the front page. It was like Benel Smith might be on to something this year. I was in the front page. My first time ever making a front page of an article. So I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, oh, like I can really do this. Like this is what they doing out here. I'm like, I could do this. So going into that year, man, we was trying to figure out who could play quarterback. We was putting a lot of pieces together, so we ended up going 6-6 my first year there. It was like a wave though. You could like feel like, okay, next year our coach
Now
had us.
was turning. Yeah.
Bro, our coach had us working out right when the season was over. People was putting in the time. We knew we had some. We knew we had the pieces. We figured out the pieces. Like the Drew League where LeBron was
Yep.
just playing, where
Yep.
people were standing. That's how our high school games was to
Mm.
come watch me. I lied to you now. It was to simply come watch me, bro. And it was the craziest thing I ever seen. Like I would walk down the tunnel. It would be like college coach, college coach, college coach,
Yeah.
college coach. My coach would tap me and be like, "They all here to see you." I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what they come to see me do. I mean, I'm gonna just do what I
It's
do.
another
Like,
day at the office, baby.
what? It's another day. I'll walk by the coaches and be like, "You want me?" I swear to God, when I was in high school, I was like, "You want me, huh?" I was like, "Too bad I'm going to Carolina." I was,
Talk to
bro.
him.
I was,
Talk
I
to him.
was. Oh man, I was the worst high school kid ever, bro. I don't know how I made it to college, but thank God.
I want to know why you chose UNC.
One day, my coach brought me into the library. He called me out of class, brought me to the library. He said, "Man, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it." I'm like, "Sick of what?" He's like, "Hey, you got all these coaches coming in here bothering me. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. We're committed to a team right now." I'm like, "We committed to a team right now? Like, meaning who I'm gonna play for?" So it was tough because I called my mom right before, and I was this close to committing to Cal Berkeley to go play with Keenan Allen, Gabe King, and all the rest of them cats, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I called my mom. I was like, I think I'm gonna go to California to play college football. She was like, I respect your decision, but understand, we don't have a lot of money. So if you do go to California and play,
You on your own, Cap.
you on your own. So I'm like, damn, my mom put me in this situation. It'd be messed up to leave her. So I was like, it. Call Butch Davis. My coach was like, call Butch Davis. I'm like, call Butch Davis. Call Butch. I was like, hey man,
Let's
coming to
do it.
Carolina. I was a
Let's do it.
4-star tight end.
I
I
remember.
committed to Carolina. I became a 3-star.
I know that was a chip on your shoulder, losing
Man,
that star. So how did that propel you into your time at Carolina?
I felt like I owed Carolina everything. It was kind of my. It wasn't kind of. It was my first offer, um, and I was like the neighborhood hero there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You mentioned, how you felt that almost like a duty, like you felt indebted to the university. What types of things did you kind of go through in that maturation process in college that maybe some of these kids could learn from?
I think what shaped me at college was the fact that I almost failed out of that mob. My freshman year.
Uh-huh.
That
Remember that.
was, man, it was.
Talk about being a video game. How good were you at video game? Weren't you
I
ranked?
was ranked. I was ranked in the top. I was ranked in the top 1,200 people in like the world on Call of Duty.
All right.
Yes, bro.
So
Modern Warfare
remind me-
2, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. I was ranked.
so remember, everybody, remember he said that. Now, all of that game plan was going on during football season.
Yeah, during class.
During class time. So talk about what space you were in and how you remember that situation. Because I was wondering where you gonna pick this one, and I was like, oh, here we go. I got my listening ears on.
It was mind blowing for me because I had conversations back with my high school coach and hey, you really gonna blow this opportunity, man. You really gonna, let this slip through your fingers, all for because you want to play video games. I didn't 8 a.m. class wasn't going. I missed workouts. Yeah, I think I'm finna go to class.
Yeah. And we had to run because of your yeah.
Thank God I was athletically gifted because my attitude in high school, college was poor. But yeah, man, I was bad, man. I was bad. I wouldn't change it for the world because it helped mold me. It really helped mold me. But it was bad, man. I failed literally 3 out of 4 classes. I had 3 Fs and a C minus. I think that was like a 0.5 GPA, bro. Literally, they should have kicked me out of that school.
Literally, I remember watching his tears come down because he found out that he couldn't go with the rest of the team to the first bowl game that we had. And turns out it almost was your only bowl game opportunity at a point due to some of the other stuff with that we couldn't control. But talk about like that mindset of being held back from the team.
It was hard, bro. I remember y'all going and having fun in the summertime, and I had to take like 4 classes to fucking get my GPA back up. Y'all was hanging out. I was class after class in the heat. It really put in perspective to like what's important. Like from that moment on, bro, I didn't make nothing less than a B. I had to literally get A's and B's from that point on, and it was the toughest ever. Like I had no choice but to want to leave school. Like school traumatized me after that because I had to work so damn hard.
Your junior year was a very magical year for you. A lot of growing, a lot of whatever, but you really set yourself up as the nation's best tight end. Tell us what pick you were. Because you're one of the few out of North Carolina, out of the state of North Carolina. So tell us what pick you were, where you went. Take us through the experience because none of us have ever been on that.
I ended up getting drafted 10th overall, which was you couldn't tell me in a million years that was ever gonna happen. And one day I woke up to a phone call. It was like, hey, we want this is Gil Brandt. We want to invite you to the NFL draft. And I'm like, who? Me? They're like, yeah, we want you to come to the NFL draft. I'm like, hold on, like how am I getting that? It was like we pay for everything, your mama, your brother. I'm like, wow, bro. Okay, this is about to be it. This is it. Like I gotta be top dog. They invited me to this, man. It was just life changing, bro. Honestly, it had to be one of the greatest moments of my life.
I believe OBJ might have even been drafted after you. Like you're the guy at your position, and you've only played at this point maybe 4 years of football.
Yep.
I want people like
five total years. I played 2 years of high school, 3 years in the NFL. That's it of organized, understanding, quality.
So 2 years, so 5 years. 5 years, 3 college, 2 high school, and you're a first round draft pick.
Bro, so I get drafted 10th overall, and when you get drafted that high, you're kind of looked upon to be as a game changer. I was young in the game of football, mind you. I had only played 5 years of organized, understanding football. I still didn't know how to read defenses. I didn't understand West Coast concepts. I didn't understand nothing but the spread offense. One word tells everybody what to do. that was
signals.
that was the only way I understood football at the time. And so Detroit didn't get that. At first, we had came in with Joe Lombardi. He was our offensive coordinator, and he ran West Coast. I failed miserably, y'all. I didn't get it. I couldn't be the player that I wanted to be. I couldn't unlock that part of my mind because of the way the system was aligned for me. So cool. So they started to implement it to my second year. My first year was an absolute bomb. I had a meeting with myself because not only was I the fourth pick, we had Megatron, we had Reggie Bush, we had Stafford at QB, we had just put Golden Tate, we had just re-signed Brandon Pettigrew. So it was like I'm fourth option at best. Like at best, you feel me? So it kind of took a toll on me because I didn't understand that being the man in high school and the man in college, and then not understanding how these people are grasping these concepts so fast. I got to play with Megatron. And honestly, the year that I sat behind questioning myself, Megatron was the biggest advocate as a leader. He saw my frustration, but he believed in my talent. So the next year, toward like the last 8 games of the season, I finished as the number 1 tight end in touchdowns, catches, receiving yards, targets, everything. I was balling, man. And that point right there was the tipping point into my NFL journey because I really started to grasp little things. And I'll tell you what, the best thing that ever happened to me was Andrew Luck, and that was at that point in my career changed everything because Andrew really taught me strategically how to read little on the football field.
What things did you learn from Calvin Johnson? Because that's these are 2 Hall of Fame talents, and both of them Super Bowl winning quarterback last year. What 2 things, even if they weren't always the greatest thing, what playing with them did you take from Detroit that helped you along before you went off to
how to be a pro? Reggie Bush always took care of his body. Megatron was the greatest advocate for being there early, warming up, getting those little kinks out so that you're able to perform later on out the day. I learned how to be effective. Like if I'm gonna be in the building, do the things that with the little free time that we get to be effective. I learned how to conduct myself in different environments. I learned about the stuff we sweep underneath the rug and as an NFL community. I learned about how everything, man. I learned everything from them, and it kind of helped my journey along the way.
So what did you learn with Andrew Luck?
The crazy thing about that season, it was just like our junior year. We started off the year 1-5, and we needed some kind of spark. We had this players only meeting, and in that players only meeting, pretty much people got off their chest what they believed was the problem with what was going on, and it was super dope to watch people unfold some of their worries and frustrations, especially Andrew. We after that players only meeting, I think we won like 10 straight games, bro. Andrew turned on this light bulb in his mind, like he could do this all over again. Like the problem was him, which it wasn't. It was everything around him as well, but he structurally fixed everything, and it was like the craziest thing to watch. And what he preached to me all the time was, "Be you." He was like, "I don't care." We would get to games, and he'd be like, I don't care. Be you, do you." He'd throw me the ball, I'll drop it. And he'd be like, "Hey, I'm coming. He'll call a play. He'd be like, "I'm throwing it to you," and he would just give me so much confidence, bro.
One thing that you're doing a little different than a lot of people I know, you're very active in the metaverse,
Yeah,
and crypto, and you also you're huge with the NFTs. And I know me and Nick were messing with you, in the beginning.
Yeah.
But please explain to us what an NFT is.
NFT is considered a non-fungible token, so a non-fungible asset. So basically, it's you being able to trade an asset without the same asset. So it's like me not selling you a deed to the house for a deed to the house. You can trade deeds, but I can't sell it to you. So basically, like the way in order for you to buy that asset, you have to use cryptocurrency. NFT is soon going to be the ticket to the football game. It's soon going to be it's soon going to be the stub for after the game that you keep, and maybe it increases in value. So maybe take it like sports. So say if the NFL wanted to get NFTs, and this is why I'm trying to talk to them. Say they put their tickets as an NFT, right? And the person that attends the game scan the ticket on a phone. Um, they get a chance to keep that NFT after they're done with the game. So then they'll put that NFT into a raffle, and that raffle will allow them an opportunity to get a spot at the playoff game. So say they win both of those. Say they win the spot, they've been to that game, they won the playoff game. That will then put them in a small raffle to go to the Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, NFT is something built on utility that allows you to reap benefits of things that you can't really get a
Or
hold
things
of.
that
You know what I'm
you,
saying?
or things
What,
that you would once kind of buy with
exactly,
you
exactly,
know, like,
exactly. So it's essentially trying to get something for free or pay it for a cheaper price. So basically, with my project Balloon Town, you have NFT. My NFT allows so many accesses to so many different things because of all the resources that come with me, that come with my tattoo artist as the artist of the project, that comes with my influencers, and that comes with some of my coworkers. And basically, with our NFT, we're just allowing people to get access to things that they wouldn't normally do for cheaper or for free.
what things can you do, like maybe one thing that you would have access to going through Balloon Town that
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have
All
else?
right, so say this. I had French Montana playing poker for my poker event. I had like 7, 8 NBA players
French
present.
Montana is a rapper though. 'Cause you
Yes.
know everybody don't listen to him.
Um we had Lil Baby came right after
Mhm.
his performance. We had utility, access to people, hang out with people that you would never see in real life. And that's just something simple. My project ain't even launched yet, and that's just something we did for the people.
It's cool that you've ultimately found uh something that you enjoy doing because it meshes your first love, which is video games, and then obviously you and leveraging yourself as an athlete. What three things? What's E's big three, and to trying to get to that next level, be it college, pro, whatever.
If you write a goal on a piece of paper or whatever you want to call it, you 100% you do it. When I came out of high school, bro, I made sure that everything that I said I wanted to do was going to do, I did. Even when it came to college, and I made sure, like after I failed, I was like, okay, if I want to make it up out of here, I got to do this. I got to do this, and I did it. Two, um, believe in yourself. Not only write stuff down and talk about it, believe in yourself. Because there's gonna be a lot of haters in this world. There's gonna be a lot of people that tell you can't. I don't know how many people told me I wasn't going to the league. I wasn't doing it in 3 years. I wasn't this. I wasn't that. And I did it. And so that comes with a lot of self confidence. That's just who I am. I'm probably one of the most cockiest people at point in times in my life. If I want to be.
Well, at least you own it, you
I
know.
own it. I
At
know.
least you
I'm
own it.
arrogant, bro. I would stand on my like I made sure that I had me, and I was the only person that you could really truly have. You don't owe your mom, you don't owe your dad. That was their job, their responsibility to take care of you. That came with you being their son or however it may be, your aunt, your grandma, whatever. All you could do is take care of you. My third thing would be keep your head down. And what I mean by keep your head down is when you pick your head up, you see a lot, and when you keep your head down, you see very little. And when you pick your head up and you see that this person got a nice car and this person's doing this and this person's doing that, it's going to force you to want to do those things. If you keep your head down and focus on the things that you got to focus on and not pay attention to what everybody else is doing, that kind of helps your journey. So, a lot of things that I did was staying out of the way of things that can eventually hurt what I was doing. So I kept my head down, I walked, and I just focused on the things that I wrote on that piece of paper.
Thank you,
Full
brother.
house.
I know you got a chef downstairs.
Yeah, my chef downstairs, my meal prep downstairs.
All 3 sons, the dog ran out the house, all that good stuff. But thank you for your time.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
Appreciate
you for giving people of North Carolina, you know, a little insight to who you are. And come on home sometime. Come on, come on, holla at us, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.